Today we're going to talk about the One Word book. It's a 90-page book. It has three authors, Jon Gordon, Dan Britton, and Jimmy Page. And that's not the Jimmy Page with Led Zeppelin. But Jon Gordon's the most famous of these three authors. And we're going to talk about some of the fundamentals in this book. And first and foremost, get this book, read this book, live this book. A couple of quick things we'll get right away. You can go online. It's called getoneword.com and kind of find out more about the book. And also there's a podcast called Positive University. And there's actually a segment called The One Word. It's about 40 minutes long. It's excellent. So let's dive in. First of all, before we do so, let's talk about a couple different books that are out there right now. And one is The One Thing. One Thing is a focused book on just doing one thing. And then another famous book that's by Keller, but this one's by Blanchard and Johnson. It's called The 1 Minute Manager. And most everybody's heard about this book right here. And they really, what I like about the One Word over those other two is the following. 1 Minute Manager talks about getting one page of goals, having a kind of a large focus on what you're really trying to accomplish. Kind of can get easy to forget, not having it really right in front of you. And then that can get filtered down to what's called a dominant thought. A dominant thought's like an elevator speech. It's like 2 or 3 sentences that have just kind of a concepts in your mind of what you're trying to accomplish. Still not as easy as just having one word. And that's what we're going to focus on today. Did you know that 87% of Americans make New Year's resolutions? And did you know that half of those people, by 30 days, are already not in it? I mean, they have stopped doing their New Year's resolution after 1 month. Now, they commit to it, but they're just not consistent with it. And that's where the One Word comes into play. It's just a really easy concept to go ahead and really focus on what you're trying to accomplish for the entire year. So what I also like about the One Word is instead of focusing on to-dos, it's working on to-bes. We're really focused in America on what we achieve, what we accomplish. Activity does not necessarily mean achievement. So instead of to-dones, work on to-becomes. What are you trying to become? So let's dive in as far as what we're going to focus on, and that is the dimensions. There's 6 dimensions in life that you could focus your one word on. Spiritual, physical, mental, relational, emotional, and financial. So this gives you kind of some ideas on how to focus really what you're trying to concentrate on as far as your one word. So let's see how we can come up with this. There's 3 things that we're going to look at. The first thing we're going to look at is to look in and prepare your mind on what you really want your one word to be. The second thing you're going to look up, you're going to really kind of focus on the spiritual as far as what are you being called to do. And the third thing is to live this and live it out and outward. So let's dive right into looking in. So looking in, the first thing we need to do is unplug. Get quiet, meditate, get in a float tank. Just really kind of focus and really listen to some good music. Really meditate on what you need to do and really ask these 3 questions. What do you need? What is in your way? What are your obstacles? And what needs to go? Those are the 3 questions to ask internally as far as what your one word should be. And the second thing is to look up and really kind of pray and meditate and listen to the Lord. We talk to the Lord a lot, but we don't always listen. God and guide are the same words. They're just different vowels. So really just kind of focus on what your calling is. And once you establish your one word, then it's time to look out and live it. See it. Share it with your stretch team, your circle of influence. Really kind of focus on who those people are that can really help you live this thing every single day. Here's a couple of examples that are in the book. Rick Hendrick is the famous automotive dealer in North America. Tons of car dealerships. He buys a car and he puts it in his corporate headquarters, and he literally, on the car, every employee will have a one word that's on the car. It's pretty cool. Clemson football had just won a national championship this year, but in their first one, Dabo Swinney, who's very good friends with Jon Gordon, his word was love, and actually talks about it after they won that first national championship. That was their word. It was love, and they used love to get that final drive to win the national championship. The Britain rowing team used the word called faster. Basically, they wanted to impact everything they did while they trained to win a gold medal. What did they need to do to make the boat go faster? And it was their one word that they used for a year and a half that drove them to gold success. My personal word this year is shed. Physically, I need to shed some weight. Business-wise, I want to shed and get rid of some of the things that are really taken away from my main focus. Maybe shed a few golf strokes this year. But shed is my word of the year. Another thing we've done with our business is every manager has got their one word, and we're using that with our team. We have a team word, which is growth this year with our organization. So we're going to take that in a big word composite and put all those individual manager words in a big word project and have the word growth right in the middle of it. But that's the one word, and it says the one word that will change your life. Read this book, it certainly will.